Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo delivers his State of the State address calling for more pay for teachers. Thank you so much for tuning in to 7 at 7 this morning. I'm Cynthia Puga. In business news, brought to you by G-Bank, your best banking experience ever. There are big development plans for Kyle Canyon in the far Northwest Valley. Those plans include thousands of new homes and a major resort casino by Station Casinos.
The overall goal is just kind of a master plan community that is kind of self-sufficient in a lot of ways. So a lot of mixed use, things like grocery stores, some amenities, lots of parks. Kind of like a mini Summerlin in a lot of ways. So it'll be interesting to watch this area grow over the next quarter century.
The city released a detailed draft plan in December that could add more than 14,000 new housing units on 411 acres over the next 25 years. The plan also includes nearly 640,000 square feet for business and commercial use. In your top stories, a 37-year-old man convicted of killing two Vietnamese tourists at Circus Circus in 2018 receives additional prison time for burglary and robbery charges in connection with the killings. Julius Trotter was previously sentenced to life without parole for the two murder charges. And on Wednesday, a judge also sentenced him to decades in prison for burglary and robbery charges, as well as for deadly weapon enhancement for those charges. Trotter was also ordered to pay more than $25,000 in restitution to the victims' families, plus $5,000 to the Nevada Victims of Crime program. Trotter's attorney plans to appeal the conviction. And a Las Vegas man accused of killing a woman hired as a sex worker has been found competent for trial. According to an arrest report, in June of last year, Jason Kendall told Metro Police he choked Larissa Garcia for 10 minutes, had sex with her, and then left. Kendall's attorney said he will be challenging the competency finding. Sex worker activists are using Garcia's death as a call to action for what they say is a high rate of violence against sex workers and lack of protection. For more on this story, you can visit lvrj.com. A Metro Police officer was arrested on Wednesday and is facing several charges. Officer Robert Bell was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and kidnapping first degree with a deadly weapon. Bell, who's been with the Metro Police Department since 1999, will be placed on suspension with pay pending further investigation. And Governor Joe Lombardo gave his State of the State speech on Wednesday, where he announced policy proposals including teacher pay raises.
My budget will make teacher pay raises permanent. Working together with Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar, we can enact a simple bipartisan fix to finish our elections on time.
He also announced his Nevada Housing Attainability Act, which would put $1 billion towards attainable housing units. Lombardo also highlighted concerns of inflation, housing, and health care costs and promised not to raise taxes on families. For the full breakdown of Governor Joe Lombardo's policy proposals, you can visit lvrj.com. In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Dry conditions and sunny skies for your Thursday. 40 degrees by 9 this morning, into the 50s by 11 with a high around 60 degrees by 4 in the afternoon. We'll be seeing sunny skies and temperatures in the 60s as they continue for the rest of the week. Breezy winds are expected to return early next week, and we'll be feeling much cooler temperatures in the 50s beginning on Monday with overnight lows in the 30s.
Now for a sports update brought to you by PT's Taverns. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstavers.com. The Running Rebels upsetting the number 22 ranked Utah State Aggies, thanks in part to DJ Thomas. After bouncing back from shooting 2 for 12 on the night, he hit the dagger to seal the win and walked us through the play postgame.
The play was actually for Jalen, but he was kind of getting denied, and then he kind of just set me a screen. And I just improvised and just hit a big shot.
Next up for the Running Rebels, they got San Diego State on the road this Saturday.
In health, brought to you by CenterWell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. Police accuse a Las Vegas woman of practicing medicine without a license and injuring a woman who received injections of Botox and filler. 34-year-old Kyan Hung Corridor faces several counts. According to an arrest report, a woman says she paid Hung Corridor more than $10,000 and underwent procedures in 2020 and 2021, believing the business was licensed. Then she suffered severe skin reactions, including discolorations and lumps, along with damage caused by a broken implant. Police say a doctor removed a lot of the foreign substances in her body. Hung Corridor did not respond to requests for comment.
Sports betting brought to you by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. There is plenty of speculation about who the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys will be, and Bet365 made Deion Sanders a plus 150 favorite for the job. Kellen Moore is a plus 250 second choice, followed by former Cowboys tight end Jason Witten at 4-1. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is 16-1, as is Bill Belichick. Among the other candidates listed, John Gruden is 22-1, Lane Kiffin is 25-1, and Nick Saban is 33-1. Vegas Nation brought to you by Stage Casinos SCN Sports. Download the app today. Since Mark Davis took over as the owner of the Raiders in 2012, the head coach position has been pretty shaky. The Silver and Black have had to search for a new head coach 6 times since that year, beginning with Dennis Allen, who spent just over 2 seasons with the team, going 9-28. That led to Jack Del Rio, who also lost a job in his 3rd season at the helm. And then came Chucky. John Gruden returned to the Raiders, then resigned after disparaging emails sent a decade prior were leaked. Another 3 coaches have come and gone. The latest, Antonio Pierce, and the Raiders are set to hire their 5th head coach since moving to Vegas.
In lifestyle news, the famous conservatory and botanical gardens at the Bellagio has unveiled its newest display in celebration of Lunar New Year. The theme is Year of the Snake, which is the Chinese zodiac for 2025. The snake symbolizes spirituality, reproduction, and longevity in China, but can also represent evil and danger. Visitors are flocking to the famous gardens to check out the colorful floral displays. Take a look at this. The display showcases giant pieces of china, a golden dragon, panda bears, a gold coin money tree, and of course, a giant snake. Now for your entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. Alternative rock band Collective Soul is set to headline their first shows at the Venetian Theater this weekend. And our LVRJ entertainment columnist John Katsilamides caught up with the band's lead singer, Ed Roland, and has more on their conversation.
The co-founder of Collective Soul owes me dinner. How did this happen? It's Ed Roland we're talking about. He's a Falcons fan. He likes to wager once in a while, and we opened our interview a few weeks ago when he asked me to wager on the Raiders against the Atlanta Falcons at Allegiant Stadium. He was laying 6.5 points. The Raiders lost by 6, so we'll be dining soon. And oh, by the way, the band is playing Friday and Saturday night, their first ever shows at the Venetian Theater.
That's been your 7 at 7 a.m. news update. You can tune in Monday through Friday on podcasts or other streaming platforms like Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Join us tonight for more of your 7 at 7 local news updates.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Knock the Injury Law. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.